Are you planning on buying a house in Calgary or buying an investment property in Calgary in 2023? Hey there, my name is Dean Martin. I'm a real estate agent here in Calgary. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing my Calgary real estate market update for March 2023. In this video, I'm going to be discussing the current house prices in Calgary. I'll also be going over the house prices in the different 8 zones in Calgary. Why this is important, it's going to help you be able to determine which is the best neighborhood for you and your family to live in or invest in based on your budget. If you're new to my channel and haven't subscribed yet, I do recommend subscribing and of course ringing that bell. That way you learn all about living in Calgary, Alberta. So without any further ado, let's get started right after this. Okay, so let's start with an overview of what happened in Calgary as the end of February 2023. As we go into March, house prices in Calgary for a detached home benchmark was $635,900. Semi-detached benchmark price was $568,100. Row housing or townhouses were $369,700, and apartments $286,000. Probably a lot of people are trying to figure out, well, is the prices going to be going further up or they're going to go down during this year? Well, this is all based on supply and demand. So supply being the inventory and demand being the sales. We're going to look at another graph here that will really give us a good indication of the direction that the prices are heading. Why this is important to understand is supply and demand always dictate the price of anything. So if there is a low supply and a high demand, we're going to typically see the prices rise. If the opposite is true, then we're going to see the prices start to fall. So let's take a closer look at each one of these types of properties and what's actually happening in the market. So before we go into the detached homes, let's take a quick look at the 8 districts in Calgary. This is the benchmark prices for all the residential homes and home types in each of these areas. North Central Calgary is up 3.8% to 504,300. Northwest Calgary, 564,300. Westside Calgary actually dropped 1% to 636,900. This has a lot to do with because the price range in West Calgary is actually quite a bit higher, and there's the homes that are over, let's say, 800 to a million and above. Those homes aren't selling as fast as homes that are under 600,000. So it does skew the numbers a little bit, but City Center, 571,800. South Calgary, 520,100. Southeast Calgary, 521,100. East Calgary, 345,900. And Northeast Calgary, 430,100. So let's continue on to take a look at detached homes in more depth. So detached homes inventory and sales, again, this is our supply and demand, will let us know what's going to happen with this benchmark price. These blue bars are the inventory, the green are the sales, and the red is the benchmark price. So as we can see, the price for detached homes actually peaked around May of last year. And they came down a bit. Again, not a huge drop. It looks maybe like a lot of drop here, but really we're looking between 620,000 at the low end and about 645,000 at the higher end. As you can see, because our inventory is low and our sales are still quite high in comparison, this is actually driving the price back up. And now I believe this will continue, especially if the demand continues. And it seems to be that way. There's a lot of people still choosing to move to Calgary. That hasn't ended yet, and that has a lot to do with the prices in Vancouver and Toronto are still much higher than Calgary. And now with the higher interest rates, it's making it even harder for people to actually purchase a home in these other cities. So we're seeing a lot more people, again, just continue to choose Calgary as their place to live. So the months of inventory graph really just helps solidify the fact that this is a seller's market. This is showing us that we only have about 2 months of supply. So that would mean that if not another listing was listed, that it would take about 2 months to deplete our complete inventory. So when we see a much higher number like 6 months, 4, 5, 6 months, that means it's going to be more of a buyer's market. Well, it is a buyer's market at that point. And when it's low like this, it's a seller's market. So as far as semi-detached inventory and sales, once again, we're seeing a huge amount of demand and a low supply. And this is pushing the prices back upwards as we go into March here. Again, if this continues, this pressure of demand continues and our supply remains low, I would expect to see these prices continue to rise as we go into the spring months in Calgary here. It's the same story for row housing or townhouses. We're seeing the prices actually maybe even reach some new highs, or we're getting close to that. As you can see, again, the amount of inventory and sales is nearly the same. There's a huge amount of pressure on townhouses right now. And for apartments, as you can see, we're reaching new highs again for prices. There's a huge amount of pressure upward. I think the price point for apartments in Calgary is so affordable. Many people are choosing to get into the market in Calgary by buying an apartment. We're also seeing a lot of investors choose Calgary for their investment in real estate. So this is, again, a very popular way to start, which is an apartment. There's a huge demand for rentals right now. So investors are very interested in purchasing in Calgary right now. And as you can see, the months of supply is actually very low, under 2 months. So again, I think we're going to continue to see Calgary apartments continue to rise in value. So if you're planning to make a move to Calgary in 2023 and want to buy a house, my team and I, what we can do to help you find the best home in the best community for you, we can give you recommendations based on what you are expecting in a home and in what's in your budget. So feel free to reach out at any time. My contact information is below. You can call, text, message, or email. Whatever you decide, I'd love to hear from you. And thanks again for watching, and have a great day.